This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me on this journey. We'd like to thank and acknowledge our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Sean McGuire, Yanis, LightBlindedFool, Green Man, Margaret, Big C, Bennett Williamson, Hannah Green, Noralia, Geof Searles, Erik Reed, Greysin Ishara, Ashlee Bradley, Helena Jacobsen, and Matthew Mendoza. And before we get into things today, we just really want to thank a few people who renewed their annual pledge at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast for a whole nother year. So thank you so much for your continued support too. Travis Hulkey, Jenna Brackett, Sarah Quill, Catherine, and Gatorbait. Thank you so much. We also want to give a huge shout out to Chris G, who increased their pledge to become our newest producer level patron. Thank you so much for your support. We really, truly appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about Chapter 35 of Towers of Midnight.
Yeah, Chapter 35 is The Right Thing. Now, this one's a pretty short chapter, but there are quite a few perspective switches.
I liked it.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And then that's it.
There's four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you originally had paired this one with the next one.
Yeah.
But we got a lot going on. And then
everyone's sick.
Everyone
oh my
is
goodness.
so sick.
I'm hoping my voice holds out.
I know.
I can already feel it. Like I feel it as I'm talking.
Yep.
So we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna get it done.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, okay. But first thing, I have to make like a big formal apology. I have to retract some statements made last episode. Oh my goodness.
What did you say?
Okay, I don't know if this is one of those things where more people reached out to us because of it than I would have ever imagined.
Oh, really? Okay.
The judgment thing.
Oh, the judgment thing with the E.
To E or not to E? That is the question. Yeah, I wrote that right before we started recording.
That's so
Thank
bad.
you. Okay, so I'm going to use Joanne's email to us to get most of the information out here. So thank you for summarizing it.
Okay.
Now, because of the context, judgment with no E is correct regardless of the country. Keeping in mind, this is a trial and a formal judgment. So judgment with no E is the correct spelling in the US, regardless of the context. And then in the UK and English countries, like Canada, it's usually spelled with an E, except in legal contexts. So if it is in regard to a decision of the court or a judge, the correct spelling is with no E. So it was proper in the book.
Yeah, well, especially because it was written in the States.
Yeah, also that. However.
Oh, you have your finger up.
I do. Because according to Merriam-Webster, the dictionary people, usage experts have long disagreed over which spelling is the preferred one, because judgment with an E is the older spelling, but then later it was dropped and out of favor with the one with no E. So, I don't know which one's more popular. It's hard to say.
You know, those dictionary people, they are always
There was
in contention.
Okay. I have
they
some quotes.
I
have some quotes from two people who I assume are dictionary people, and it gets a little bit spicy in the dialogue here.
That's the technical term, right?
Dictionary people? Yeah, people of the dictionary.
Yeah, we got it. Okay.
Don't ask me who they are. So Henry Fowler asserted that the Oxford English Dictionary prefers the older and more reasonable spelling. Judgment with an E is therefore here recommended.
Number one, love that you said, don't ask me who they are, and then you proceeded to name a full name of somebody.
Well, I don't know who that person is. It's Henry Fowler.
And then you also...
No. Okay, let me finish this.
I just love the voice.
Yeah, because then you know...
You have a character.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got it.
And then William Sapphire held an opposite opinion, writing, "My judgment, with no E, is that Henry Fowler is not to be followed on his spelling of judgment, with an E."
And remarkably...
Spicy.
They have the same voice.
I can only do one voice.
It turns out.
That's why I don't get a lot of acting roles.
That's the dictionary people voice.
That's the dictionary. Yeah, exactly. They might be the same person. I'm not sure.
Except for he's like, don't follow that Henry Fowler.
Yeah, but it's funny because the E's and no E's. Anyways, that's the fun fact for today. So I apologize. But you know what? I still like it with an E. I think it looks dumb with no E.
Okay.
I like the E, okay?
All right.
I just like it.
Personal preference.
Yeah.
I wish that all words could just be like, well, it's my personal preference that it's... I didn't spell that wrong in that email.
I mean, once you're an adult, you can do that.
That's my personal preference.
You can
I know
just
that
do
you
that.
think there should be a comma there, but it's my personal preference that there shouldn't be.
Well, in your day-to-day life, like, who's actually stopping that from happening?
Nobody. But
exactly.
Like,
that's the point.
I'm always worried, though.
That's
you
the
know,
point.
when I accidentally spell things, or like...
You'd be like, yeah, I didn't make a mistake.
I'd be like, no, that's how I prefer it spelled.
That's actually, I like that. You know, you can add words to the
yes,
like the computer dictionary.
Yes, I know.
You're like, nope, that's spelled right.
I'm very aware because how many times have you been writing a word with O-U-R in it in Canada, and then we have some weirdo American version of word.
Add to dictionary.
And it's like, this word is wrong. And I was like, I promise you, especially when I was doing my master's thesis and I wrote the word behavior like 1,000 million times.
Oh, yeah. And there's a U in there.
And there's a U and behavior, behaviorally, behaviors, all of it.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Got to
wrong,
add them
wrong.
all.
And I was like, no, this isn't wrong. And now you're freaking me out because what if I actually did like...
Right. Just made that up. Like, I don't know.
And I
could be spelling
like the H
it.
and the A or something, but now...
Yeah. Okay.
So yes.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we could cover
that
before we get into this.
And then sometimes it's
chapter.
like, do you want to add the Canadian dictionary? And I'm like, no.
I don't want to do that.
Sometimes Canadian dictionary, sometimes I don't want those words either. It depends.
Okay. What's the right thing to do? I don't know.
And then if you're quoting...
Come on, that was the chapter of the...
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah. We're actually here to do an episode here for a chapter.
Right. I just wanted to say, though...
You finish your thought.
If you quote an article from a different country...
Right.
Then you have to go with the spelling of the whatever they wrote.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the same in your country.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So there's that.
Okay.
Also.
Mm.
And then it's also like, this is spelled wrong. And I'm like, that's not my fault. This is a quote. It's
that's
a direct
what
quote.
They spelled it wrong. Yeah. And I was like, no, that's actually just their preference for how to spell it. Okay. Now we got to start this. Yeah. Well, I have like a countdown on my voice giving out for today.
Okay, fair.
All right.
Now, for your judgment stuff,
right.
I've also reached out to Spencer.
Oh.
And I told her that we had the wrong guest on.
Right.
For the judgment trial. Because we kept asking, well, what is in a trial?
Yeah,
We kept on having all these trial questions. And I was like, man, we should have had the lawyer on. So we're planning a bonus episode.
Are we going to redo that chapter as a bonus?
No, we're not going to redo the chapter per se. Okay. But we're going to go through the trial.
Okay. You know what? That'll be fun.
From the perspective of the lawyer.
Okay. I like that. That will be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I put it on record so that one day someone can say, hey, did you ever do that? And I can be like, oh.
Shoot. We're getting into it this weekend. I swear.
No, we'll plan it.
All right. Chapter 35.
The right thing.
Mm.
And our chapter symbol is the wolf, but we're entering in Egwene's perspective.
Yeah, real fast one, though.
But then I sort of had a little bit of a thought. I was like, maybe we get a crossover in Teleravia.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be great, because we just talked about that.
We talked about it in the Q&A a whole lot about, like, we need some crossover between Egwene and Brandy. Though, why did they never, not once. Well, maybe debatably one. There's, like, maybe that one halftime. That's fine.
Then it was confusing because neither of them knew it. Like, that doesn't count.
Right, exactly. We need, like, a legit crossover event here.
Like when Nynaeve helped Rand inadvertently kill Ravine in the dream world because they crossed over by accident. Okay. But it was a crossover event.
For the record, if that were to happen, would Egwene be, like, annoyed? I'm just trying to think, like, her reaction. Of course she would be, like, super annoyed that he's even there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Just like her mentality towards it. I was hoping
that it would be like during a time where they do need help.
Yeah.
And so like there's no time to be annoyed because we just need to like not ask questions and accept.
She would do the whole thing like, you're not supposed to be here.
Get out of this isn't safe for you.
You don't even go here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that's what I was thinking. And then no, that didn't happen.
No.
But Egwene is talking with Swan in the tower, making sure that everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, tonight's the night.
Ugh.
Tonight is the night. We have
roll my eyes so hard at this.
This is like the last opportunity.
We need to trap Missana.
We gotta do it
in the dream world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody needs to know their place.
Exactly. We've been trying so many different things to lure her out, but so far she hasn't been Forsaken are very wary of being lured nowadays. I don't know. It's harder and harder to get that to happen.
Especially when that might not even be their plan at all.
I know.
They might not want to get you at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really funny, though, because Egwene keeps thinking, oh, man, every time I go into Tel'aran'rhiod, I feel like I'm being watched.
So weird.
Oh, it's like, oh, yeah, that's because 100% you're being watched.
And you can't just, like, set up
All the
this
time.
trap when you're being watched all the time.
Yeah.
Because they know what you're doing.
But that's what they always say. That's what the girls always said. Was like, if we know it's a trap, then it's not a trap, but it won't be trapped. But then it's like they get trapped immediately.
But then they go for it. But then the Forsaken are like, I'm just not going to
just
go
not
for
going to
it.
go to the trap.
Yeah.
Instead of running headfirst into it.
Right.
Okay, but tonight is the night. It's very exciting.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like this gives me bad feelings.
Okay.
I feel bad.
It's been too good for so long, and now you're like, things need to start going wrong again?
Well, I just don't think that this is going to go well.
Yeah.
For
okay.
Egwene.
Yeah.
Either nothing will happen.
Okay.
Or it'll end up being like that whole Death Guard situation. Isn't that who it is? Blood Diamonds? What is it?
Yeah, no, you got it's Blood Diamonds. Yeah. No, you got it.
What did I say? Death Guard?
Yeah, and you
Isn't
said
that
Blood
also-
Diamond. It's Blood Knives.
You're
Leonardo
staring at me like I
DiCaprio
should
has
know.
nothing to do with this. He is, so far as I know,
But
he has not been cast.
Okay.
It is not him.
Right. Okay. Blood Knives.
Right.
I feel like that's a bigger concern.
Yeah.
I feel like something like bad is going to happen
Yeah.
because Egwene isn't even a little bit prepared.
Yeah, and we just got the whole thing, the other
With
chapter,
Gawain.
the explanation of like
Yeah.
how bad the blood knife situation is.
Right.
Which it's very bad.
It's bad.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, but you know what? It's also funny because Egwene is super snippy, and she's like, make sure the Aes Sedai know what to do. And Swan's like, we're not children.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, you're Aes Sedai, which is
Could have
basically...
fooled me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just as bad at following
It's
directions.
like Egwene.
She's right, but like you can't say that. You shouldn't say that.
Shouldn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, they're not like children. They're more like teenagers.
Fair.
They just think that their opinion's the only one and
Right.
the right one.
But I mean, so does Egwene.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I see what you did there. Okay,
Uh-huh.
yep. Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Now, Swan is like, are we sure it should be you?
Right.
And coming from a former Amerlin seat who has been ensnared in a trap.
Yeah.
And been deposed in a terrible, terrible way.
Yeah, and like Egwene already got trapped by Elida.
Yep.
And like we've been...
Doing something outlandish that she should not have been doing.
But again, yep, it's got to be her.
It's gotta be me. I'm the only one. I'm the best at this.
And, you know, debatably, she is.
Nah, this is dumb. This is just, it feels dumb. It feels wrong. It feels like I don't like it.
Okay. But more important than all this, we have to figure out what we're going to do with Gawain. Because we need Sylviana to write another letter to Gawain because he has not replied to the first one. Because the first one was not very nice.
Well, okay, except that he did reply, and I was worried that the messenger wasn't going to remember everything that he spouted off.
Now, you know, that's probably fine.
It didn't get back, though.
We don't... I mean, it's kind of weird.
Okay, so no, the message... Okay, let me just follow my timelines, which are never wrong.
Okay.
So, that's a joke. They're always wrong. But let me see what what I've got going in my brain. So we have Gawain, who gets a message...
Mm-hmm.
And he knows they're going to be sending a message back that night.
Right.
And so if the message hasn't gotten back to Egwene and it's been a couple days...
Right.
That's...
The timeline, it's a little bit...
It feels like a problem.
Yeah, it might be a problem. There might be problems in the tower. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Okay. So now Egwene's like, maybe I have to be nicer to him.
Right. Ask him to return instead of ordering him to return.
And also maybe...
That'll go better.
Yeah, also maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, she's very confused right now because she feels exposed without Gawain, even though that she told him to go away, and then he did go away, and it's very confusing.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. It's time to go to sleep now, so...
Okay, well, there's nothing we can do about that right now anyway.
No.
So we have a double guard on our door,
Uh-huh.
which is, I guess, good.
Sure.
If we're concerned about people outside of Tel'aran'rhiod. The problem is what she thinks she's doing is taking all the risk in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yeah.
So how is a guard at her door going to actually help this?
Yep.
Unless
Okay.
she thinks that Masana is going to like walk in and stab her while she sleeps.
Or she does know...
Or something.
You know, there's also the blood... Like, maybe the message did get back about
I
blood
doubt it,
knives.
no, because she's like, no, I got no word
Yeah,
from Gawain.
okay. Yeah, so your intuition that things might not be going well, it's a pretty good intuition. I don't know.
Because if they're putting two and two together, if they're like, okay, all of these Aes Sedai have been murdered not with the power,
Right.
with just a knife while people are like sleeping or whatever.
Yeah.
Is her plan to be in Tel'aran'rhiod for a quote meeting?
Yeah.
To lure Masana into her room in not the dream world?
Yeah.
Do you even know?
I have an idea of what she wants. So, okay, but I'm not going to really answer a lot of your questions. I'm not going to answer any of your questions. I was just going to say... I'm
just trying to figure out what...
Doubling the guard, does that mean like 1 to 2 or 2 to 4? Or like how many guards are at her door right now? And is that enough?
Oh, I pictured 2.
Do you think there's
she
just
asked
2 guys?
For a double guard.
Right, so instead of 1 guard, there's 2 now.
There's 2 guards.
That's enough,
it
probably.
I didn't read it like double the amount of guards that are normally there. I read it as a double guard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like that's just
fine
2 people at the door.
Well, people on guard duty could be like there could be 4 people on guard duty tonight, and then double it so that's 8. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're not going to get an answer.
I understand what you're saying. I think there's 2.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Or okay, never mind. Let's just move on.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter at all.
It's time to go to sleep. It's good.
Okay, so now we're going to perspective switch over to Perrin.
Yeah.
He's back in the camp after his whole trial thing.
Yeah, it's weighing on him.
It's weighing on him because Morgaze thinks that he did murder.
And I mean, he technically, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitionally. I don't know.
I don't know. And it also feels kind of sad because he doesn't really even know what's going to happen at the end of all this.
Yeah, it's...
Because Galad didn't even ever tell him his punishment that he's technically agreed to after the last battle, if they're both still alive.
Right, I don't want to say that this is all Perrin's fault, but 80%.
I would say more.
Yeah, more than 80%?
87%.
That seems fair.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgaze is still here in the camp because we do know that she's headed back to Andor with them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, everyone's kind of keeping their distance from Morgaze because...
Pissed.
And
also she's
also
the
pissed.
Queen.
Well, now they know she's the former queen of Andor. So there's that. But Perrin's also feeling like it's a bit of a win.
Well, realistically, his whole goal of the trial was to get the prisoners back.
Right.
And delay the White Cloaks into fighting them.
Yeah, just like deflect.
And then it worked.
It did. My only issue with that is that he didn't necessarily approach the trial from the beginning with that intention. Like, I'm only doing the trial because I'm trying to avoid a fight.
And then he used it as his own therapy session to just like get everything off his chest and share a bunch of stuff that he definitely did not need to share.
It was like a side benefit that he thought about a bit, but that wasn't like the original only intention. Like, I'm only doing this trial so that I can delay and we can not fight.
Yeah.
So... That's the only issue that I kind of have with that.
That's an issue. Mm-hmm, yeah. I agree.
But anyways, if that was the plan, it did work because we're not fighting.
And the White Cloaks are coming across real stupid.
Yeah.
Like real dumb.
Yeah.
Like they really wanted to fight him.
They did. Well, interestingly, Galad also sent the supplies back. So not just the prisoners. He also gave all the wagons and stuff back. So he didn't actually keep anything. And I mean, we're talking bare bones of...
Because it was the right thing to do, probably.
Right? And I mean, that's the bare bones of not being a total... like ass, but because he like kidnapped people on the side of the road, like, you know.
Yeah, he probably treated him just fine though.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Okay, but Gaul has some opinions. Yeah. He has some advice, and I actually like it. I like his advice.
We should have fought them.
Well, he's specifically saying, we get that you don't want to fight if you don't have to, but you need to be aware that asking people to get ready to fight and kill and die, getting them to do that too many times without actually making them fight isn't going to be good. And there's like a real, like, true mentality towards that.
Yeah.
Because
there's got to be like a psychological
it's going to weigh on morale and it's going to affect their actual, like, readiness for battle. Because the next time, if it's always, get ready, we're going to fight. And it's like, nope. Eventually, it's like, oh, we're going to fight. Sure, we are. Okay.
Yeah. And then they don't even, like, lace up their boots.
They don't tie them up right.
And then you got people tripping over their laces when it's actually time to fight.
You know what? That's the number one killer in battles, I think. Laces. Getting tripped up over them, right?
Yeah.
But Galt's got a good point.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I got to point it out.
Yeah.
Now, Fail, she has opinions.
Okay. She's not happy. She's actually very angry.
You could say that.
And she's basically like, what the heck was that?
Yeah, what was that?
You let him pass judgment on you and you promised to deliver yourself to him?
Yeah, it's like, what is this? There's no communication here.
Yeah, and now
She's right.
She's sort of right, except for the fact that all of this is dumb and it doesn't matter anyway, so just relax about it.
Except Perrin's also dumb, and he might actually go through with whatever judgment Galad says, because Perrin's he can be dumb sometimes.
Whatever. We'll get there when we get there.
That's
but
true.
Right now, we're crossing this bridge.
That's true. We did push it down the ways.
Just relax. Now, but my favorite thing is Perrin, who yells back at Fail.
Right. Yeah.
And surprisingly, this tactic works.
Well, yeah.
Right? Every time he's like, it's so funny.
How
it's
does
so
this keep
weird. Working? I don't even want to yell at her, and then I do, but then she seems to respect me more when I do. I'm so confused.
It's the communication that they are, that's how it works.
Women.
Saldeans.
So complex.
Right? Okay. But it is kind of funny because it's good. So in this context, it's very good that they're yelling, because that means the soldiers can actually hear what Perrin's saying. Mm-hmm. And he brings up the point like, hey, we need everyone to fight the Dark One, White Cloaks included, so we don't want to kill them and lose people here. We need everybody. Everybody against the Dark One in the Shadow at this last battle here.
Yeah.
And then the soldiers are all hearing, and they're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So that's a good thing, because now the soldiers who were looking at this like this was a loss, like why did we just let that happen? Now they're starting to think, okay, it's not terrible.
Okay.
He made a good call.
Sure. And
Troop morale. We got to keep it.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? We should actually transpose some of these soldiers up into those borderlands where there's constantly being Trolloc attacks.
Yeah.
And they need lots of people.
Yeah. But, Perrin doesn't know any of that because nobody communicates.
Right. Shoot.
Yeah.
Now, we are going to start talking about this trap that's being set.
Yeah.
And how he has come to the conclusion that they cannot gateway inside of this dome thing from the dream world.
Yeah. Yeah, and that means that whoever is laying this trap was waiting until the fight between him and the White Cloaks was going to break out to do whatever they were going to do. But now that that hasn't happened, he's pretty sure the trap is going to be sprung tonight or like in the morning, but immediately, basically. So we got to figure this out. So Fael is in charge of moving people now.
Well, right, because what they're going to do, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't actually really remember. I didn't retain a lot of what happened here, and this is just what I think. So they are going to start moving people, including the Ashermen, just like trying to make gateways at like every step kind of thing. And as soon as they can make gateways, then it's like good to go.
We already have a bit of a radius on where we can make gateways. We already know where we can. So Perrin tells her, hey, I'm going to go into the Wolf Dream. I'm going to try to figure this thing out and make it go away.
Right.
If within the next hour you still can't make gateways, then you got to start making gateway. You got to start moving and make gateways.
Trying to make gateways.
But they know the radius.
Okay.
Of where it needs. So basically get to that point and then you should be fine to get out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're trying to do it like every 5 minutes or something like that.
They know the radius.
Yeah. But in the meantime, they're trying to see if they can make gateways, if Perrin is able to do this thing in the Wolf Dream.
Yeah, yeah.
And make it better?
Yeah, make it go away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Perrin's going to go to sleep. That's sort of the theme.
That's the theme of this. Yeah, everyone's just got to go to sleep.
Okay, so he's going to go into the Wolf Dream because he either needs to destroy the dome or he needs to force Slayer into telling him how to make traveling work again.
Yeah, it's like, okay, man.
Oh, those are the two options?
That's
We're either going to destroy the dome or force him.
Oh, yeah, those are the only two.
This thing.
Yeah, it's like Slayer's for sure going to tell you.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a situation where you can convince him to do that.
I thought we were going to either destroy the dome or kill Slayer.
Kill Slayer, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, those are the two.
No, he's got information.
Right. No. No. And then we also get that little back and forth where he tells Fael that he's pretty sure Slayer is Lord Luke. Yeah. And like a little bit about that situation. They smell different, but it can't be a coincidence. But then he puts all these dots together that I don't feel really connect that well.
Yep.
But Perrin is doing the whole it's meant to be. I was in this place really close to the thing and the other guy, and the gnome was pretty close to here, not exactly here.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
This is where he launches into the whole it was just a couple miles away from here when we were chasing around. And I was like...
It's like you're in the same country, I guess.
Are you sure about that? Because do you know really where you were?
And it's like, there were White Cloaks back then, and now there's White Cloaks now. It all connects. Yeah. He's doing the murder board thing. And Fael's like, this doesn't really connect. You don't have to do this.
No.
But he's going
and
to go
also,
do it.
just now telling Fael about the Lord Luke and Slayer thing.
Seems crazy, right?
Shouldn't she have known that?
From like when Lord Luke took off from the Two Rivers?
4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he like ran out of the Two Rivers because he was hit by an arrow.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, that thing. Right. Anyways, but Perrin has to do this now. So I'm not going to disagree that he should fade. Like, I do feel like we need to do something about Slayer.
I think this is a good idea, but I think that how he gets to this point is
These
just
dots
ridiculous.
are not connecting for me.
It's just ridiculous, yeah. Because I even thought that too. I was like, okay, wait, what?
It's fate. It's fate that we're here.
And I mean, like, yes.
Wheel weaves, bro.
That's the whole concept, man.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. I mean, you're right.
That's the whole thing.
You're right, but for the wrong reasons.
Part of the pattern, you're literally Taviran.
Yeah.
That's part of this.
Right.
It's end of the world times.
So what you're saying is Perrin is 100% correct.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to go with it.
Except there's no way I believe he knows exactly where he is in the world right now.
Oh, I know, right?
And he knows exactly in the world where he was chasing Rand across the country with Moraine.
Right.
In book 3. Like, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Nope.
Yep. All right.
Don't buy it.
Anyways, sleep time for him too now. Go to sleep.
Right. And now we're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
Because it's the end of Perrin's perspective here.
Right. And we're not getting a Fael perspective.
Huh.
We're getting Galad.
Galad next.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And we're back. Here we are. We're just going to keep going.
Yeah. We need everybody's feelings about this trial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you doing? Voice-wise? Throat-wise?
Countdown. You've paused it a few times for some hacking.
For some coughing.
It's not great.
Then let's roll.
Okay.
Let's roll with it.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to change perspectives. We're going to be with Galad post-trial.
Yeah.
And he's meeting with, I just want to give him like
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah. Byron Bornhold. But who is who?
Yeah,
which is
it
which?
honestly doesn't matter. They are Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's so good.
Yeah.
You came up with that so fast.
Yeah, I know.
That was great.
It just came to me, okay?
You really took that right out of my brain.
It's the cough medicine, it's talking to me.
Okay, so Beavis and Butthead are not happy.
No, they're not.
They're really pissed off. How could you let him just go?
For the record, specifically, Byar is very not happy. He's Butthead.
No, he's Beavis.
He's Beavis.
Is that just Canadian?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Okay. People will be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. Okay. So, it's like the show that you weren't allowed to watch.
Yeah, that you did anyway.
You did anyways, yeah. Okay.
Or like one that you didn't actually watch, but you knew of.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because we were too young.
Yeah. All right, so Byar's not happy. He's like, how could you let him go? And then Galad is saying, well, he did what was right, because that's the title of the chapter. And then when Byar keeps arguing and yelling at Galad, Galad's like, you're being insubordinate.
I find your attitude increasingly subordinate.
Yeah.
That troubles me, and it should trouble you too.
Yeah, and it shuts Byar for a minute.
Yeah.
30 seconds. 15 seconds. And then he keeps going.
Well, then Galad is going to explain that he thinks Perrin will keep his oath.
Yeah. And then if he doesn't...
then now we have legal grounds to actually hunt him down.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
I guess so.
You had technically legal grounds to...
But I mean, yeah, I know.
But if that's the game you want to play...
I guess so.
He just...
But you had Morghese, who is former queen of a different nation in a different nation, holding a trial for something that happened in her former nation.
Right.
2 years ago. Yep. What's the statute of limitations?
Ooh, good question.
On this? I don't know.
That's
maybe
a question for Spencer.
But for murder, I don't think there is any statute of limitations.
I think it depends where you are.
Oh, man. Okay, well, we got to look up the real book and something lawyer. That's as legal as I can figure it out.
In my Torts 101.
Torts, yeah, right? Law. That's
law.
Okay.
Law book.
Where's Elwoods when you need her?
Yeah, right?
Okay. All right, so Byar is like, but Perrin is the Shadow. He is the bad guy. And then Galad's like, well, if he is part of the Shadow, then we're going to fight him anyways at the last battle, so it doesn't matter. Yeah,
Galad is so over this, and Byar's like, I can't believe we went through all of this, and he escaped our wrath again.
I know, and it's I also kind of can't believe that we're doing all this work for this. It does seem like a lot. But Galad's
It's
done
too
with this
much.
conversation. Like, we're all done with it.
Yeah.
Galad is actually ordering them to start marching now, even though it is late in the day.
Yeah.
He wants to put distance between his people and Perrin's people.
In case.
Just in case something spooky happens.
Well, what if Perrin was just using this trial as some sort of diversion?
But it's like, that also doesn't make sense, because if he wanted to attack and kill, he would wipe you out with his channelers.
Yeah.
Like, there were so many opportunities. Like, it doesn't really make sense.
But now, if he chose to, we better move.
Right.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, now you're going to get away, and now he's going to spring his trap.
Oh, so many traps.
There's a lot of traps. Yeah. Okay, so just for the record, the White Cloak plan is they're going to go to Lugard and resupply, and then they're going to head for Andor.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all just...
We're all going to go to... We should go together, really. Like, we're all heading to Andor anyways. Why not make one big train? Convoy.
Is this Kay?
Convoy it to Andor.
Do you think that Bornhald and Perrin are going to be like the ultimate...
Secret lovers.
Enemies to lovers.
Enemies to... You know what?
That is just so classic.
Don't put it past them. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a little bit of time left.
Okay. Keeping in mind, Bornhald is the son who, like Jeffrem's son.
Yes.
And Byer's the crazy, overzealous. Okay, I just want to make sure.
No, I'm aware. I don't want Perrin with Byer.
You do, that's what I was gonna.
I'm
Do we
not
want
rooting for that.
I'm
not rooting for that. But I think that Bornhald, because now in this paragraph, he's like, I was sure that Perrin killed my dad, but now I'm
listening
not
to Byer speak,
sure.
It's like, why didn't you listen to anything Byer said before in the last 2 years? Byer doesn't,
because Bornhald was drunk.
Right.
The whole time.
You know what? I can connect with that. Yeah. I get that. I understand that. He wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Byer basically like leaves, and then it's just a one-on-one with Galad and Bornhald. And then it's a little bit emotional because Bornhald's pretty confused
like, hey,
now.
Butthead, how you doing?
Yeah, it's not good.
Are you
not
okay?
good. Yeah. Now, Perrin did kill the two White Cloaks, so like he has to be a dark friend. That's Bornhald's mentality here. But then Galad's like, hey man, I also killed a White Cloak.
A White Cloak.
And was called a dark friend for it.
Right.
And neither Bornhald...
So what say you?
Right, but this is the issue. Bornhald and Galad are both like, oh, I hate when things aren't so like black and white and very simple.
I want them to be.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, man, that's what your mom was trying to tell you about.
Galad giving Bornhald this speech?
He's giving it to himself a little bit too.
You think so?
I mean, how do you say those words and not like, okay, I understand.
You give the advice and you don't apply it to your own life.
Actually, yeah, I can also connect with that really well.
All the time.
All the time.
Like, hey, have you thought about like working out and being healthy?
Every time I talk to the kid, eat your cucumbers. I don't want to. You
gotta
eat your vegetables.
Yeah. I don't want vegetables.
I don't want vegetables. I had to do this when I was a kid. I don't have to do that anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
I like cucumbers.
Yeah, I know. It's a good joke. But that's the issue. Okay, so with this perspective, it basically ends with Galad being uncomfortable that things are confusing.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to leave it.
That's it.
Like, yeah, there's nothing else to do about it.
We're just so troubled.
Yeah.
We're just some troubled White Cloaks, so we better get a move on.
Right. Let's leave here.
Let's leave.
Okay, but not going to sleep.
No.
Egwene and Perrin went to sleep.
They went to sleep.
They're gonna march for a bit.
March for a while.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So we're gonna perspective change. We have Perrin now, who is securely in the Wolf Dream.
Yeah. Snuggle up in bed.
Yeah. Hopper's
Toasty warm.
here with him.
Yeah.
And they shift over to the dome.
Yeah.
And then Perrin does some wondering about Slayer.
Yeah, like how he comes to the Wolf Dream if he's also snuggled up in bed somewhere all cozy and stuff. And is that how he comes to the Wolf Dream?
Right.
But
no.
He doesn't know, but we have a good idea. Yeah.
We know.
Okay, do you know though? Do you know?
Yeah. He slips in and out.
Yeah, you're right.
In like the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a weird guy like that.
He's a weird guy.
Zip zap in and out. Mm-hmm.
Now, whatever happened to that entire plot to kill Min and Rand?
Yeah.
That is what Luke and Slayer were supposed to be accomplishing.
Yeah. So, okay.
They tried one time.
Yeah.
Killed some old people.
But here's the thing.
And then never tried again.
Slayer is kind of like an assassin who is commissioned to do jobs. And right now his job is to try to kill Perrin.
But that was his job before.
Yeah, but it didn't work out. And then
so
whoever
then
was giving whoever was giving that order maybe had different orders from him, or it changed. Like, keeping in mind, that was in the time when we were a little bit back and forth with the whole, like, kill, don't kill people. We don't know who was going.
All I'm saying
we don't
is,
know all the information.
All I'm saying is, it's like a little bit of a convenient plot thing to reveal who Luke and Esam are. Books and books and books later, and then to have it never talked about again.
Welcome to the Wheel of Time.
Oh, God. It just drives me nuts.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to do a team up here.
Yeah, and don't we also get a thing where there's a bunch of wolves who are leaving, but Hopper's not yet?
Yeah, that was previous.
Oh, that was previously? Okay.
Yeah, it's like all the wolves are going to the Blight.
Yeah.
For the last battle.
And Hopper's staying behind.
There's a couple here who are staying behind.
Okay.
And we're going to do a team up because we're all going to try work together and kill Slayer. Teamwork.
What's going to work? Teamwork.
Right.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. I mean, specifically here, it doesn't really. Like, it does a little bit, but.
It absolutely works.
Medium. They don't kill Slayer.
Right.
One of them dies.
He certainly gets the dream spike, even though he doesn't know what it is.
He does. That's true.
Feels like it worked.
Okay.
It was more successful than other things Perrin has done.
That's true. Okay.
Trying to be positive.
Okay, so that's how the chapter ends, but let's get through this little sequence here. Okay, so we have Oak Dancer, Sparks, Boundless, Perrin, and Hopper.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
That's the count.
You know what? Remember last time we talked about Sparks? And I was like, that's the best name for a dog.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then so many people were like, my dog's name is Sparkles.
Yeah.
And our 2-year-old named him, and we call him Sparks.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was like, that's the best. I love
Almost
that.
as popular as the Judgment thing, but not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah.
Anyway, people do apparently name their pets Sparks.
Yeah, okay. All right, now to the fight sequence here, because Perrin is here to fight against Slayer, and then Perrin's like, no, don't come with me, it's dangerous. And they're like, nah, Slayer has to die for what he's done. He's killed a whole bunch of wolves.
Together we are strong.
Together we're strong. You know, I really like that. I love when the wolves are unifying.
I feel like out of all of this, the wolves are my favorite characters.
Yeah, and it's like, young bull shouldn't hunt alone. And it's like, oh yeah, let's go, let's do this.
They're smarter than people.
Yeah.
For sure.
I want Wolfie Pals to come and help me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm terrified of wildlife. So that'd be great if I wasn't, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
If I could, like, talk to them and, like, they're my friends and stuff.
Right.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. Okay. So we're going to push our way into the dome.
Mm-hmm.
And the wolves are falling behind because Hopper, before, he did it.
And remember, to get into the dome, it makes you all, like, no bones.
Whoa. Well, because you got to be strong to get through. Okay.
So we get in.
And then we're going to make for the center because, like, if we're going to be discovering anything, like, it does make sense. It's a big dome. So, like, let's go to the middle. That does make sense to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would keep to the outsides.
Well, you would just be going in a big circle then.
Yeah, and then that way you can really see the entire perimeter.
Yeah, what's that going to do?
I don't know. Maybe the same thing as going to the center.
That's why you're not in charge.
It just feels like convenient that their plan works out exactly.
Do you want this chapter to keep going on? You want them to go around the entire outside before they go to the center? You want that to happen?
Somebody tell me that dozens of people like this.
Yeah.
Remember when I was like, does anybody? And they're like, yeah. I'm one. There's dozens of us.
That's true. Okay. So we're going to go to the center.
Okay.
And we're going to do a pep talk while we're doing it. And then it's like, hey.
Something changes.
Well, no, hold on. We got to do Perrin's pep talk. Because
now I'm skipping ahead. Okay.
Yeah, because the whole pep talk is like, Slayer is experienced and he's better and stronger than us. But then Perrin thinks, no, but I have the wolf inside of me.
And that's better.
Yeah.
That's better than any experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the pep talk. Okay.
Okay. So then something changes.
Yeah, there we go.
All of a sudden, Perrin doesn't hear or smell anything, but he feels something tremble in the ground. And then he's like, game time.
Yeah. Go. Okay. And the wolves, they all vanish, and then they appear close, and then snip, snap.
And then there's an arrow.
That hits the
spot
spot
where they were standing.
Oh. Slayer's here.
It's
Amazing.
the whole thing. And then Perrin's doing the thing where he keeps imagining himself in other places.
Right. Okay.
Because he knows how the dream world works because of all his training.
Yeah. See, the montage now makes sense that it's like all these things that we were practicing for so long, and you were like, why are we doing this?
No.
This
I
is
didn't
why.
say
No. That's what you said. That's what you had said.
I said, why do I have to see him practicing?
So that in this chapter, you're not like, no way. No way. I don't believe it. I would never have been
like, no way. Never. Yeah. He's been...
Okay, I have a couple of points about the fight that I wrote down.
Oh, the big
because
fight scene.
Instead of us just going like, whoa.
Wolf attacks. Arrows.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of that, I have a couple points.
Okay, tell me the important points that I definitely noted.
So this is just an interesting note about Tel'aran'rhiod because we know that it's like whatever you imagine, basically, is what's going to come into existence. So Slayer shoots arrows, but he doesn't have a quiver, so he just imagines and creates them as he needs them.
Ooh.
Okay? That's kind of cool.
That's a good thing to do.
But I'm just thinking, I would just imagine Slayer with 155 arrows sticking out of his torso. Boom.
Does it work like that?
Well, it's contest of wills. That's the issue. That's part of the issue.
I also would imagine that.
Just think really hard.
And I would imagine myself in armor that is impenetrable.
See? That's good. That's good thinking. But that's the issue, is like contest of wills, and who can imagine better things.
I got a great imagination.
Okay.
Okay.
So Slayer and Perrin are doing the vanishing thing.
Keep that in mind for the next time
keep
I'm
in mind.
Teleround.
Yeah, because Perrin's got his hammer, and Slayer is using like a sword and a knife, and we have Oak Dancer who gets slashed and then collapses and dies. So Oak Dancer dies in this fight.
Oak Dancer.
It's very sad.
We hardly knew ye.
Sparks gets slashed across the face, but not dead.
Okay. Oof.
And then good on Hopper, he gets a good bite on Slayer's arm.
Nice.
And Slayer's bleeding and getting frustrated from this attack.
Oh my goodness.
Teamwork's actually kind of working here.
Because the more you fluster someone, the less they can think good.
Exactly. There you go. So it's just like interesting for the fight sequence of like how do you overcome someone who is so strong and willful in this place?
Yeah. Flustered.
Fluster him.
That's Perrin's superpower.
I would imagine him naked, and then he'd be like, "Oh no, why am I naked?" Right?
It's so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
Why am I back in high school?
It's good. I'm assuming when you say, "Why are you back in high school?" it's because that's the,
That's the dream.
Right, the dream that happens.
You're back in high school naked for some reason. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to clarify that.
Yeah. Well, you're going to imagine him back somewhere he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we get a little break in the sequence because we gotta say some stuff to each other.
Okay, Perrin has to say, "Luke, how is the dome created?"
Yeah, show me and I'll let you leave. It's like, that's not gonna...
And it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you let him leave?
Yeah, and this is like right after he just killed Boundless? No.
Yeah. Oak Dancer?
Oak Dancer.
Who's Boundless?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that... Okay, no. Boundless is one of the other wolves here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and then Boundless he like leaps at Slayer because Slayer obviously was not intimidated by that.
Not at all.
And he's not gonna give up.
Words, cub.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You just killed Oak Dancer.
I killed one of your pack.
Right, okay.
And
so
then he starts fighting again.
Yeah, and we're gonna attack at the same time. And then here's one of the things, the moves that you might want to remember.
The moves.
Okay, so Perrin tries to block Slayer with his hammer because Slayer's got the sword or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then Slayer turns his weapon to smoke and it passes through Perrin's hammer and then solidifies on the other side and then cuts Perrin across the chest.
Pretty good.
Whoa.
Good move.
Yeah. That's why you got to imagine that.
Wills.
Imagine that really good armor. But then, like, why couldn't you just imagine it going through the armor too and then reappearing inside of his body?
You could. That's why fights here are dumb.
Shoot. Okay. Anyways, Hopper crashes into Slayer and then saves Perrin. And then Hopper gets booted back 20 feet.
Yep. I was kind of worried that Hopper was going to die for reals.
Yeah, right?
Again, because we
little
already had to deal with Hopper dying.
With the White Cloaks and like the whole...
We had to deal with that. And then we're like, oh, phew, no, he's back. But...
That would be tragic.
This would be... that would be the worst.
That would be pretty bad. Okay. So anyways, the fight actually goes really well because...
What if Hopper is the one who actually kills the Dark One and saves the day?
Yeah, I'm here for that.
He's the savior of the world.
He was all along.
You know what? New theory.
Good.
Write
that one down.
Yeah, well, It makes this whole thing worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. We really got to be paying more attention to Hopper.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So Slayer starts to retreat because things aren't going well for Slayer. He starts running away, and then Perrin chases him.
And then he's like, no, wait, I'm faster. I'm a wolf.
Yeah, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, because then he turns into a wolf, into Young Bull. And he starts chasing after.
So fast.
Yeah, and all that training, all that montage training of chasing stuff.
And then he can smell where Slayer went and blah, blah.
And for the very first time, Slayer smells... Afraid. We're doing it.
Okay, so they're zipping, zapping all over the place.
So fast. So good. But then he loses them because Slayer's pretty tricky. And he jumps into the middle of a field.
To confuse him.
And he makes him going off in a bunch of different directions.
But then Sparks is like... No, Perrin, look what I found.
Yeah.
It's a rod.
It's a big old rod. It's a dream spike. So that's what we came here for.
Okay. So Perrin goes to that location.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, it's some sort of magic thing.
It's a triangle. And good for him for, figuring that out. That's good.
Well, it looks like a weird thing,
It does, yeah. It's a magic thing. And you pull it out of the ground, but the dome doesn't vanish.
Okay.
And then he tries to move it. So he tries to like go really far, but that doesn't work. So he can only go to the edge of where the dome is. So he has to like jump skip, like,
right, okay.
To move it.
But then as he goes with the dream spike, he moves the dome with him?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's all centered on the dream spike.
Okay.
So he just has to like hop, skip, and jump.
And then Sparks is like, oh my gosh, I'm free. The wrongness is gone.
Yeah, it's the dream spike.
Okay.
Yeah. So then they got to scatter. So that's Slayer, because Slayer's not dead. He's out there still.
Yeah.
So the wolves can scatter, but we have the dream spike, and now Perrin is gonna go hide it somewhere where Slayer can't find it.
Good luck.
So
good
yeah,
luck. We all wish you good luck.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is this another situation where we're gonna drop the dam to the bottom of the ocean?
It certainly feels that way.
Yeah, like where are you gonna put it where he's never gonna find it? Like, does it have a magical GPS? I don't know. Yeah, well, it's interesting too because Perrin tries to like will it out of existence almost, but he gets pushback on it.
Yeah, it's a dream spike.
Yeah,
it can't be willed out of the dream, dummy. Even
yeah,
I know that.
It's in here.
Yeah,
in reality. So okay.
But he's gonna go hide it somewhere else.
Right.
And what problems is that gonna cause?
Somebody.
Somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Go put it somewhere really inconvenient.
Right. Hey, remember when the magic wasn't really working very well over near Abu Dar for a while?
Uh-huh.
Did it have anything to do with this?
No.
Oh. Did we ever get an explanation for that?
Yeah.
Do I know it?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that now.
Okay.
Yeah. My voice is done.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done this chapter.
I'm just very confused.
I can do a recap with you later, but not now.
Okay.
Not now.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
So, that's that.
Yeah, that's it. We did it. Hooray. Well, we did, right? Because the dream spike's gone. We can travel now.
Now we can travel, but now what?
Perrin can leave now.
But, like, will he?
Yeah.
They're going to go to Andor?
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like this is going to cause a problem. Like, if he's like, I'm just going to go throw it in the waste or, like, something.
Right.
But then, if people are trying to...
Yeah, that's why I said put it somewhere really inconvenient.
Yeah, I was going to be like, throw it in the Blight. But then I'm like, no, wait, what if we have to travel to the Blight for the last battle? Then we can't.
Right.
That's bad.
Yeah, that too. Yep.
Throw it in the ocean.
We're back to the ocean. There you go.
Chuck it over in Shan-Chen. Who cares?
It doesn't even matter.
Honestly, it doesn't.
Yeah. We're
never
going to go there.
Rand and Avienda from going and, building an igloo.
Exactly.
Again.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next episode, 1 chapter.
Okay.
Getting it done.
Sounds good.
Slow and steady.
I like it. Well, before you go ahead and do the right thing, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Hey, thanks so much for sticking around. That's the end of another fun episode. The Wheel Weaves is hosted and edited by Dani and Brett and produced by Dani and Brett with Passion Socks, Cody Feltz, Benjamin, Jamie Young, Megan, Jared Berg, Ricky Morissette, Adam, Mozyme, Michelle Forbes, MKM, Antoine Benoit, Lawrence Bradley, Colby T, Gabby Young, Rycat, Zane Sayaka, Matrix, Matt Truss, The Albatross, Bratimus Prime, Chris G, Sarah Creech, Sims, and Saverio Bartolini. With music by Audionautics. Now, everyone, please be sure to go check out our Patreon page if you are interested in supporting us and the podcast. We'd love to send you some Patreon-exclusive merchandise as a thank you, plus you'll gain access to our episodes earlier than everyone else. And, at the time of recording, we have almost 50 bonus episodes for your listening pleasure. Find all that and more at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. As always, please be sure to give us a 5-star review because it really does make a huge difference in helping other people find us. And be sure to tell a friend, Riyadh, because referrals really are the best compliment. For general information about our show, like how to send us shot glasses, how to join our Discord, and how to get in touch with us, visit thewheelweavespodcast.com. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.